Hi guys, so first thing that you are going to do once you get your strip of paper, you are going to measure out your squares. And the way that we are going to do this is by doing them every 3 inches, okay? We're gonna have 5 different squares, all right? Start from the edge, measure at 3, 6, and 9, and 12, okay? It gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections, okay? Then you use your ruler and create a straight line all the way down. You guys know how to do this. Go ahead and finish it up. Make sure you do it on the other side. Create your marks on the other side again, lining it up at 3, 6, 9, and 12, okay? Go ahead and finish that up. All right, guys, we are going to learn about oil pastel techniques today, and I have some things I want you guys to remember. When you are using the oil pastels, it's really important to remember that you do not need to push hard with these. These are really soft and they break off really easily, so light pressure is always best when using oil pastels. The other thing is you will only need 5 different colors today. That's all we're gonna use to do the project today. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. The first technique we are going to learn is staining. And the way that you do staining is you are going to rub oil pastels on your finger. It doesn't matter what color you use, except it should definitely be a darker color, okay? So I'm rubbing dark blue on my finger. That's what's gonna get me the best result. And then you just rub it on your paper, okay? It's gonna take multiple layers putting it on your finger. Make sure you choose a finger you're willing to get stained. You can always wash your finger after this over by the sink using what's over there. Okay, go ahead and finish this up and play the video when you're ready to go again. All right, now that I've got this staining technique all finished up, I'm gonna get into the blending technique. And the way that I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna start with some orange. You're gonna pick one color, it doesn't matter what color you choose. Again, don't push too hard. And you can see I already got into the blue a little bit, which is kind of already using the blending technique, but for this section here, I'm just gonna use orange and then yellow. Okay, I'm doing this to show you like the easiest way to get one result by just lightening color. So I'm gonna lighten orange with yellow, okay? Again, you do not need to press too hard, all right? And if you do happen to mix in another color, it's not the end of the world, just do your best. Try to remove all white spots on your paper, but if you don't, it's not the end of the world. And again, I'm already dealing with some of the crumbing that happens when the oil pastel comes off of the little stick here. So remember to not push too hard. I obviously forgot that just for a second. Okay, go ahead and finish up that square and replay the video when you're finished. All right, now that I have the blending method finished, I'm gonna get into a scratching out oil pastel technique method. And the way that I'm gonna do that is by using a lighter color first. So I'm gonna start with this yellow again. Cover the square, the entirety of the square. I'm just gonna do a little section here to show you guys. But here's the yellow going down, okay? And then you have your darker color. I'm gonna use blue, all right? And you're gonna do a layer of this dark color over top. It does not have to be blue, okay? Just do a layer of a dark color over top, on top of a lighter layer. That is our goal. Again, you can use a different color just as long as it's a lighter color on the bottom and a darker color on top. Once you finish covering it, then you're either gonna use your fingernail or you're gonna use something to scratch it out, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and use my fingernail and just scratch out little bits, all right? Again, does not have to be perfect. This is just to show you what the technique looks like. In the long run, if you wanted to do a design with it, you obviously could, okay? So go ahead and finish that up. All right, our next technique after the scratching out method is to do stippling, okay? And if you're not familiar with stippling, it's overlapping dots of multiple colors. And the reason why we do this is to create value using multiple colors, all right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with some blue and just create some dots. They do not have to be perfectly shaped dots. Just make sure that they look more like dots and not as much like lines, okay? I'm gonna start closer together to create more value, okay? And you can stick with one color, but you're not gonna get the same effect as using multiple colors, which is what the technique is all about, okay? So I'm gonna start with dots closer together, and then I'm gonna add this darker green, okay, over top. Now, I'm adding green because it's gonna make it look darker, all right? That's the way I'm gonna get some value. The other way to create more value using multiple colors is by using the colors complement, all right? So using dark blue and then orange, okay? I'm gonna do that over in this corner right here. Dark blue, dots closer together. And then some orange on the other side, all right? Now, when you do this, you want the colors to overlap, okay? That's the way that you are going to get that darker color, that darker value, all right? And I'm going back in with some blue again to again start mixing it. Now you get this stippling effect, which is awesome. Then as you move out, you are going to create dots that are further apart. And this is gonna create that lighter value. Okay, and as you get further out, you do less and less dots, okay? So go ahead and finish up your square. All right, the last technique we are going to do is called hatching. And when we do hatching, it's just lines of color. So today I'm gonna use green, and I'm gonna start from one side just to show you how to get colors darker and go to lighter. And that's what hatching is gonna do. It creates a value as well using oil pastels. Lines closer together are gonna create more value. Lines further apart are gonna have lesser value. You can continue the lines that you made at first and move them outward, okay? This is a really great way to create value on fur, okay? Just by using lines because it looks more like fur. Looks kind of like hair, all right? Closer together the lines are, the more value there is, okay? As you get all the way to the outside, your lines should be lighter and further apart, okay? Go ahead and finish this up. Congratulations, you finished all of your techniques. Don't forget to turn this in on canvas.